Solutions to Racism and Bigotry in Light of the Quran and Sunnah. What are racism and bigotry? Racism is defined as prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism by an individual, community, or institution against a person or people on the basis of their membership of a particular racial or ethnic group, typically one that is a minority or marginalized. Bigotry is defined as obstinate or unreasonable attachment to a belief, opinion, or faction, in particular, prejudice against a person or people on the basis of their membership of a particular group. Always remember that all mankind is from Adam and Hawa, Eve, Az, and have the same origin. The differences that we have of nations and tribes are meant for us to get to know one another and come closer as a human family, and not to draw us apart or against each other. Nobility is determined purely on the basis of taqwa, which is something Allah knows. Allah is all-knowing and all-aware. He is the creator and sustainer of everything, and we as His creation are obligated to obey Him. We must always be honest, witnesses, and act with the utmost justice. It is what is pleasing to Allah and closer to taqwa. Do not let your biases and hatred deter you from being just. Always side with the truth over falsehood, and set aside your preferences. Always remember that Allah is all-aware. Allah has called the difference of languages and colors in humans one of His signs. We should treat these differences as a way to build bridges by learning from one another, sharing meals, appreciating each other's cultures. Someone is only the other until you get to know them. It is from the wisdom of Allah that He has created us with such differences. We should explore them to appreciate Allah's wisdom. One of the objections that Shaitan had to bowing to Adam when Allah commanded it was that he thought he was better than Adam because of the material Allah had created each from. Arrogance is what leads to racism and bigotry, so ensure that you are even harboring a little bit of arrogance in light of the Sunnah. Mankind is of one origin and made of one material. We are one family with different branches. No one is superior to another based on culture, nationality, or color. These are things that are meaningless in the grand scheme of things. The only thing that gives a person superiority over another is consciousness of Allah, and taqwa is something only Allah knows. Allah is not concerned with our outward forms and social status, and thus we should not judge one another based on these things. Allah will judge people based on what is in their hearts, taqwa and naya, and the deeds we do. The Messenger of Allah, peace be upon him, said, "Verily Allah does not look to your outward forms and your wealth, but He looks at your hearts and your deeds." Muslim. When we witness oppression or any other form of discrimination and evil, we are obligated to act against it. We should use all means at our disposal to combat racism without actions and our words, and if nothing else, then at least we should accept wholeheartedly that is wrong. The Messenger of Allah, peace be upon him, said, "Whoever witnesses something evil, let him change it with his hand, and if he is unable, then with his tongue, and if he is unable, then with his heart. But that is the weakest form of faith." Muslims, some tips on how to build bridges. Go out of your way to interact with people, especially other believers, who may not have the same ethnic or cultural background as you. Bring yourself out of your comfort zone. In your dealings with people, you will realize that people are not much different from each other. Genuinely make an effort to clear your mind of all beliefs or concepts you may hold about others, and interact with them with an open mind, and truly to understand their point of view as well. Do not let discomfort discourage you from these interactions. Where there are barriers, work on removing them. Treat others as you would like to be treated. Bridge building exercises. Invite people from outside your immediate and cultural circle over to dinner at your home, at least once a month. Give gifts to people when you invite them over. It is the Sunnah method of building bonds. Encourage your family to interact with people who seem to be different. Go out of your way to learn about other cultures and peoples. Always remember to do things only for the sake of Allah, without expecting anything in return from people. People may disappoint you, but Allah never will.